I just believe in the process, and we're going to win going through the process.
Now, Bills Mafia, it's time for the main event. So sit back and enjoy the show.
Bills Mafia, it's Matt and Alex here on the Red, White and Buffalo Blues, a UK Bills podcast, Bills news with UK twist. And we are previewing Bills, Titans. Alex, see how you doing?
I'm good. How are you? You know, normally we try and get this out before the weekend, but let me create a scenario for you. I want to see what you would do.
Okay.
My dog is very sensitive to motorcycles. So if she hears a motorcycle revving, she'll just lose it. The hair stands up on her back. She goes crazy. She's barking. She's running around the house. An anxiety thing. So, you know, we don't yell at her. We try and calm her down, you know, hugs, pets. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
My neighbors across the street from me, they run like a garage or something. I don't know what it is, but they're always tuning like like dirt bikes or whatever. And they don't take them for rides around the neighborhood. They have a big, like a driveway. They just drive around in little circles. It's like vroom, and then they rev and they rev and they rev. They were going for like 3 hours yesterday. So we didn't record because my dog was barking all day. I had to attend to her. We went for a walk, but then she's worked up. So she's like freaking out when she sees other dogs. You can't call the cops, right? I just want to do something. Can I burn their house down?
If it's during the day, then you can't really call the cops. If it's after a certain time, you can. But do you not know that these like plugins actually allow to actually calm pets down?
Yeah, we've tried that. Yeah, we bought one of those, didn't work. We've tried so many things. It's like I know that the laws are different in this country. Is arson legal?
No.
Damn. Okay, I would just burn the garage down or something.
Yeah. No.
There's nothing. It's so awful. It's just ugh. Send in your recommendations on Twitter, listeners. I'd love to know what I can do here. Shut up and deal with it will be the number one answer.
Yeah, most likely. Or cause another fuel crisis.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. There's a fuel crisis. They're out there revving their car. I mean, come on. Be fuel conscious here, guys.
Yeah.
I mean, their motorcycle. But anyway, football. Yeah. So I'm tired and exhausted. And, you know, here's the thing. There was somebody commented on one of our YouTube videos about my pessimism, and it made me laugh. But here I am again, and my mindset on this game is we need to come back down to earth. It's the normal way of things. Tom Brady has had bad games. Peyton Manning has had bad games. Every quarterback has games where they go for like 170, 0 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. I don't know why I'm expecting this, and I'm not. It's just I want it to come so we can get it over with. Like,
okay,
we can't win every game the rest of the year, right?
We could, but let me flip it to you. But let me flip it to you.
Yeah.
Would you rather have Allen have a bad game, as you say, Brady, Manning's, Favre, Rodgers, and all that have had bad games, and the Bills win, or the Bills lose and Allen have a great game?
I mean, obviously, I'd rather win because that's all that matters, you know. I mean, if Allen could have a bad game and we still win, that means that we ran the ball well, our defense got turnovers, and Tyler Bass kicked like 5 field goals. You know, essentially the Jets game from last year where we didn't score an offensive touchdown, but
yeah.
It's just one of those things where, like, if we lose, like, I have a feeling that Bills Mafia is going to overreact, and I'm just trying to preparing myself for this. Whereas if we win, hey, let's all overreact. Super Bowl, you know, I'm fine with overreacting on a win, but just not on a loss. And it's just, there's got to be a game where it happens, and it's going to be impossible to predict, but I'm just going to get ready for it, I think.
Then would you rather that be against the Titans where we build up, where we can build up that gap or keep that gap the same between Kansas City, or a little bit later in the year when we face like the Saints, the Patriots, or the Bucks?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. It's better if those games come against an NFC team. for the standings. A loss to an AFC team is worse than a loss to an NFC team for playoff standings.
So,
I guess would it be better if it comes against Tampa Bay? Like, I'd rather him play bad against a bad/average team rather than him play bad against a good team, because you want to see him play good against a good team. But I think answer me this, and I think the answer is obvious. We're so good that we could have an average Josh Allen game and beat the Titans, right?
We could have with that good at the moment. We could have a whole game of Mitchell Trubisky and still beat the Titans.
You know what? I would love to see what would happen. Not, let's say Josh has food poisoning and he can't play. No injuries. I'd love to see us play this game with Mitch, and I think that will really show us like who our defense is, who this running game, what this running game actually is, the offensive line kind of thing. I think we could beat him, honestly. I mean, because we've shown we can hold Derrick Henry, right?
Yeah, I mean, you stick him against the Jaguars in for our meetup game, or even just let them run loose on the Jets at the last on the last game of the regular season.
Yeah, I want to see Mitch just because, hey, if we can see Mitch, if we could go up 30 on the Jaguars, then let Mitch play a whole half. Let's get his trade value up.
As long as Allen scores a lot of points, I'll be happy with that because he's in most of my fantasy teams.
Yeah. Way to think about only yourself.
Yes.
But no, here's my pessimism again. We've held Derrick Henry to under, we've held him to under 100 yards in 3 games. He scored twice against us last year, but we've held him in check. He hasn't dominated a game against us.
Yeah.
That can't happen again, can it? I mean, he's too good to blow it. I mean, not blow it, because here, the one thing that I looked at was like snap count for him. And last year, he had a 52% snap count again in the win. They threw on us pretty well. The year before, he had 62% snap count. That's pretty normal for an RB1. But then in 2018, he only had 39% snap count. So they obviously 2 losses in last year, the win against us. 11 for 56, 20 for 78, 19 for 57. I'll take that again. I just don't feel comfortable that can happen again. I feel like he's got to break out against us. He's just too damn good.
You're looking at it. Yes, we've held him there. I mean, the one name again I'm going to put on there and I mentioned is Star.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Milano. We didn't have Milano last either. Yeah.
Yeah. Those two bound. I think we can keep it like that. I mean, yes, in 2019, I think we did have Star in the game when he actually got the 78 yards.
Yeah.
But
we beat him, so whatever.
Yeah, 2018, Star was in there. He got 56. Last year, he got 57. That's without Star and without Milano. You put those back in, and the injury report shows that Milano's been a full practice. So it's pretty much good to go, with obviously a bye week coming up after this.
Yeah.
You put that in, and there's no reason why we can't hold him to 60 yards again on there. Fraser seems to have a way to actually neutralize threats on there. Okay.
Yeah.
We saw it last week against the Chiefs after having a couple of games where the Chiefs pretty much steamrolled us on there. But Fraser has that way, and certain players, and the fact this pass rush is also quite good. This defensive line is quite sturdy and deep, that we can have that. I mean, it's more likely that they'll take out a couple of pure pass rushers, to bring in the run defenders to do it. But he knows how to limit that. And Henry actually has about 33.3% of all Titans yardage.
That's crazy. Yeah, I mean, they go out and get Julio Jones, and he has not been a godsend to them.
Yeah, and just to put it that way, he has that. Josh Allen is responsible for 75.9% of all Buffalo's total yardage. So just looking at how the Titans, you can probably class them as a run first team.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes, they've got AJ Brown, they've got Julio Jones. They're both coming off injuries, so we don't know how well they're going to be.
Yeah, they're second
But
in the league in rushing attempts, 172, second to the Browns, 175. Oddly, we're fourth in the league in rushing attempts at 156 attempts.
I mean, their passing defense. Okay, this is probably because Brown and Jones have been out. They're 26th. That probably is reflection of it, but it still shows how they are focusing more on the rush side because they know that Henry is going to get those 1,000 yards a season. Who knows? He could probably break 2,000 by the end of the year.
Oh, I think he will. With that extra game, absolutely.
But you just got to look at the fact that we've got this defense. We know, okay, we're going to have a bit of difficulty compared to the Chiefs game where we're going to have Trey covering at any one time Jones or Brown, and you've got to make sure that whoever's not being covered by White gets that safety coverage. So
Yeah.
in essence, like playing like the defense or the secondary defense that we played against the Chiefs, two high safeties, having the safeties cover off, especially on the side that's not got Trey White on there.
Yeah, I think it's really easy, and I think the best thing is to practice. Practice doesn't make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect. And I think we practice perfect because we have an amazingly deep offense that can run, pass, 3 wide receiver, 4 wide receiver, tight end, quarterback who can run. And that tests our defense every week in practice. We're not going to face an offense that we can't emulate in practice.
Yeah.
So our defense is pretty much ready for anything. And I mean, here's the Titans offense. I mean, 1,107 passing yards, 26th in the league on 174 attempts. So they pass less than us. I mean, Tannehill's not having a great year, 6 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Net yards per pass attempt, 28th in the league. So they don't target down the field. So if we... After shutting down Casey's offense, it's just like I can't imagine anything Tennessee can possibly do other than Derrick Henry to beat us. But we know how to handle him, and we are better staffed this year than we were last year. So I guess I don't know why I have this existential dread of depression and expecting losing, because I don't expect to lose this week. It's just I don't know. I just can't shake it. I can't shake the 20 plus years of losing.
Well, the fact is you've got this here. This is a stat which people probably know, probably don't know, that against the Bills this season, the Bills have created 22.8% of all possession as turnovers, and the opposition have scored of 19.3% of all their possessions. So we know that Frazier, should he take away Henry in there, you've got a defense now that can actually cause more takeaways than actually give up on field goals and touchdowns. So
yeah, I mean, Tannehill gives up sacks. I think he leads the league in sacks. So if you can cause pressure on him, you get those turnovers. I love that stat that you just said. Our defense, 22.8 turnover percentage, best in the league.
Yeah.
Our offense. Sorry, let me read this again. Scoring percentage. Yeah. So percentage of drives that end in touchdowns against us, 19.3. Scoring drives that end in a turnover for us, 22.8. We cause more turnovers than we have scores. That's how good our defense is. And against an offensive line that's average to below average, Tannehill, who's not really firing. But here's the thing that counteracts all the stats. And we talked about it last week.
Yeah.
We are the hunted. Teams are going to give us their A game. For a team like Tennessee, whose statistics prove that they are an average football team, if they puff up their chest, if they give a good rah-rah speech before the game, if they come out and they execute better than they have in any other game this year, we're going to see that a lot from other teams. So bring on their best, because I mean, at the same time, that does challenge us. If we know you're going to bring your best, because obviously they didn't do that against the Jets because they lost to the Jets. But if they
Yeah.
could bring their best game, then I think that bodes well for us because we get the best test. It's just, it's going to suck to not really get an off week.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, it's also good the fact that, I mean, just the way this offense is. I mean, we're the number one in scoring offense and 34.4 points per game, number one in scoring defense and 12.8 points per game. Obviously 28.8 points is the largest average margin of victory during a 4-game
Yep.
winning streak since 53. And our 4 straight games of 18 plus point wins ties for the second longest in Super Bowl era with the 99 Rams.
That's crazy. It's so tough to expect something like that. So, I mean, I am expecting a W, but maybe a little closer, just something. I just need an average game from us. I want us to just look mortal, just so I know that, like, hey, look, we're not perfect. I can't expect every game. It's just I'm too high. I'm on cloud 9. It's an uncomfortable place for me to
So,
be as a
okay,
realist.
okay, then put this then. So if this doesn't get your optimism up from pessimistic, when I said we're the number one scoring offense and scoring defense at the moment, only 2 previous teams have finished first in both those categories, the 1996 Packers and the 1972 Dolphins. Both teams won the Super Bowl.
Oh, I hate stats like that. That makes me more uneasy. The pressure. Oh, you're killing me.
But no, it's
I hope we're the third team because to be this good and to not get there would be a travesty, even though it's only week 6.
I
It's
mean,
still really early.
let's have a quick look at the I'm going to get the injury report up.
There is no injury report.
Exactly.
It's unbelievable. It's
Let
that
me
new training facility that we built a few years ago. Best in the league,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, so I mean, look at that. We're going to have a very healthy Milano. We're going to have a healthy Milano. Let me get it up. Hold on, give me 2 seconds. Yeah, Mary Allison had a vet rest. A full practice from Feliciano, from Milano, from Siran Neal. Diggs and Hughes didn't practice yesterday, Saturday, but that was vet rest. So there is on this team, we're going in there and going into a bye week, we could be the healthiest we could be. And with that extra
Yeah.
week going into the game against the Dolphins on Halloween, we could cement pretty much the AFC East crown in that game almost
Mm-hmm.
with the stretch we're coming up. I mean, who knows? This offense will start motoring, and will we see a bit more of Beasley and Davis? I mean, Josh Allen, this is a stat 137, sorry, 0.6 passer rating on throws over 10 plus yards. The best in the NFL.
That's
And
good shit. Yeah.
I'm just looking at the Titans injury report. They've got no Christian Fulton.
Mm-hmm.
So one of their top cornerbacks is out.
Yeah. No, that's great.
They
We
will
keep, we
see.
keep getting handed these little gifts here because the Chiefs defense wasn't at 100%. Even if they were, wouldn't be too worried about it. But yeah, that's also big for our passing offense. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, what was it? Yeah, AJ Brown still is been in full practice. So is Julio Jones for the whole week. But we all know what hamstring injuries are like.
Yeah.
Matt Milano is a testament to that. That it could limit
Mm-hmm.
their action, their explosiveness.
Let me ask you a question. Let's put a UK twist on this, like we say at the top of every show.
Okay.
Liverpool leads the league in goal differential.
Yes.
Your team is West Ham. They're average this year.
Yes.
Could you beat Pool?
We could. We could. There's no such thing as a gimme game. Let's put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
There are times where we've beaten Liverpool in the last a couple of times in the last couple of seasons. They've beaten us quite handsomely, but anyone can win at any given time.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, it doesn't help that they have obviously a fully fit side. Liverpool side probably could take on and actually beat the majority of teams here. We just saw what they did to Watford yesterday when they beat them 5-0. But then again, Watford are just Watford.
Poor Watford.
But it is like the NFL. On any given day, we can actually go out and actually and actually win. And it's like the NFL. At any given day, you've got to play who's in front of you.
Mhm.
If they give you they give you missing couple of players, couple of key players, everyone's going to use that excuse.
Yeah,
You
well, I mean
just
that's the good thing though. We don't have any missing key players, so I think it
exactly.
it in a in an average, if Poole played West Ham 20 times, Liverpool would win the majority of them. And that's kind of
Yes.
what this Bills Titans game is. Like we would win the game the majority of the time. It's
Hmm.
just, it's just an interesting way to look at it with the way, the goal differential is. Your favorite team kind of very much right in the middle of the standings. You're 10th out of 20th. It's kind of exactly where Tennessee is.
Yeah.
I just, and it's, here's another big point. This is the biggest point for me because I live over here now. You look at the schedule when it comes out and you're like, do we have any primetime games? And you want them. But then when that week comes, you're like, shit, it's a primetime game. I got to be up all night. 1 o'clock and at 1 o'clock Eastern NFL is freaking elite, man. And I'm not looking forward to this game just for the simple fact of it ruins my schedule. But yeah, you know what? I maybe I need to see a professional. I don't know why I have this pessimism. I'm expecting a Bills win. It's just I can't shake the idea that something bad has to happen eventually. It's one of those
Yeah.
weird things. Ask my wife. Whenever I'm like, "Ooh, what is this? This hurts." I think I'm dying. So I don't know what it is. It's like, can you be a hypochondriac for your NFL team? I think that's what I am.
Well, I'm a hypochondriac, full stop. But no, I think there is way. As we said earlier, would you rather lose against the Titans and actually Josh Allen have a good game? Well, I'm just going to bring it back to that,
Okay.
or win and have Josh Allen have bad games. I mean, yes, we are due a slump, and yes, you want it to be against the Titans, against the Saints, against the Bucks. Maybe I'm even going to say it, even though it shouldn't happen, against the Patriots.
Mm.
Or would you
Yeah, we
rather
almost lost that game last year. That first one, the Zimmer fumble.
Hmm.
So
then would you rather have that or go against Jaguars, both Dolphins, Jets, that 3 week span and actually lose one of those games?
yeah, no, I'd be fine with a loss here just because you have the whole bye week to just kind of get over it. Whereas if you lose to one of those bad teams, then you got to hear about it, and it's just like it hurts more. Um, you got to know every team. It's so tough to win every game in the league. That's why it's only happened twice.
Yeah.
So
So let's get to it then. Let's
yeah,
the
prediction time.
offense
Give me your
offense
score. What's gonna
is
happen?
gonna go.
Hmm?
Offense is just gonna go off the chart on this
Is
one.
it? Yeah.
We're going to build on there. I do see Beasley and Davis probably getting a little bit more snaps and a little bit more involvement in there.
That would be good. I actually really prefer that because if we can put on film all these different dimensions, teams aren't going to know what to do. And I love that.
Yeah. And as I say, McDermott said it was a game plan to actually limit Beasley.
Mm-hmm.
Game
Yeah.
plan
Yeah.
almost to limit Davis.
Mm-hmm.
Play your hot hand. I think at the end of the game, I think it's gonna be another 20 plus point win.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that actually happening. I'm gonna say we're still gonna hit 30. I'm gonna stick around the magical number it seems to be at the moment, around 37.
Mm.
I'm gonna say 37-17.
Yeah. No, 17 is good for them. I think that makes sense. Absolutely. Maybe they could get to like 23 in garbage time, but yeah, I think that could happen. A garbage time touchdown. 31-23 Bills.
You're going for a one-score game with a 2-point conversion.
Yeah, like I said, just it's not going to be a close one. It's going to be because of a garbage time touchdown.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
So you think so? It's going to be a close one with the garbage time, and it's just going to
The score will be closer than the game will indicate. One of those things. Whereas if you don't watch the game, you're like, oh, that was close. But if you watched it, you'd be like, it wasn't. They just got a garbage time touchdown.
Well, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna actually I think I should put a bet on Sanders and Knox both to score a touchdown.
You know, I want to bet on the other side of the ball. Does Derrick Henry get 100 yards?
Ooh, that is a good one. What's the odds on that? Let's have a quick look on the odds on that. I mean, where's my Sky Bet account? Sky Bet. Am I still signed in? I'm still signed in. American football match winner. Where is Buffalo? What the hell are they not? Oh, there we are. Tuesday. That's Wednesday.
Bills
Right.
Titans betting odds.
So Derrick Henry and Zach Moss, 100 plus rushing yards each, 33-1.
Player rushing yards. Derrick Henry over 96.5 minus 115. Derrick Henry 100.5 minus 115. Yeah, I mean,
under 97.5, 5-6, over 5-6.
The line is definitely more leaning towards Derrick Henry is Derrick Henry, not the Bills have stopped Derrick Henry in the past. So I think that's kind of where it is. But yeah, I mean, I'm not willing to bet on it because I'm trying not to do that because
well, if you do, listen to Tim and Charlie on the on Buffalo Bills from Afar podcast because some of their ones have actually come in.
Yeah, they know they do get into that. That's good.
They know their shit.
Yeah.
So, you got anything else to add before we wrap this show up?
No, after this we got the bye week, then we're kind of back on a normal schedule, thank God. Looking forward to seeing everybody, as many people as we can, at the Moortown Bell for the Jaguars game.
Yeah, and one thing I'm going to give them a clue out there.
Okay.
Hopefully, the guest we're going to have for our bye week.
Yes, next week. Yep.
Former Bills player.
Okay, that narrows it down.
From the drought year, so from 96 to 2005.
Okay.
That's your clues.
Wait, that's not the drought year. We made the playoffs in 96 and 99.
Okay, part of the drought year then, sorry. Part of the drought year and just part of the beforehand. So a little bit of the drought year. So it's a former Bills player on offense.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say those are your three clues. Offense is actually former Bills player from 96 to 2005.
Watch it. If you bring in some like third string offensive lineman, I'm going to be probably more excited than if it was a big name player. That would be good.
No, that's the clue. So Make sure you hit that subscribe, that like, that follow button, and get notifications up for when that episode actually drops, because it should be a very good one. Obviously, Buffalo Bills UK on YouTube and Facebook, UK_Bills on Instagram, at UK_Bills on Twitter, and at RWBB_podcast. As Alex said, everyone make sure you've saved the 7th of November for the Moortown Bell for the Bills Jaguars meetup. And from after the bye week, so Dolphins, the Pitts Rover Bell will still host the Dolphins game. So make sure you get down there, meet fellow Bills fans. And for Alex, this is Matt saying good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank you for listening, and let's go Buffalo Bills.
Go Sabres.